Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Football Manager experiment. Today we are looking at the youngest players in Football Manager and how they would perform in one of the youngest teams. So year founded was 2020 for the Isle of Man Football Club. I don't believe they've actually even competed in the league technically yet in real life due to the whole thing that's got on over the last year or so, but we can take a look at the young players that will be joining them and taking on the league this season. So we'll start with the manager and the coaching staff, who we will be looking at having young as well, the youngest you can get, and then look at the players. Denis Omic is the manager, 21 years old, former player of Pro Vercelli and Roma, and currently a coach for SV Reed. But he does like to be a manager. That is what he's aiming to do. He's got a Continental B licence and he'll be in charge of the club. Next, we've got Edgar Scotland, a Peruvian coach, former player for Universidad San Martin and Universitario, 20 years old, nothing spectacular, but I'm sure he can develop into something. He's got time on his side. Oscar Barrero is next. Deportes Tolima is where he's coaching currently, 19 years of age, so a very, very young man, and certainly someone who could develop. Looks not too bad in his coaching attributes, a National A licence, and get him some coaching badges, and he could always improve. And then there's Oran Thompson, a former Huddersfield Town, Brighouse and Hyde United player, currently coaching at Huddersfield under 18s. He does come in to coach at FC Isle of Man. So we will work through the players now. So we've got 15-year-old Fred Anor, a centre-half, 5'5", so very, very small, but he's Swiss. Then we've got Keir Burt, a Scottish goalkeeper at 15 years of age. Jorge Del Castillo is next, 15-year-old attacking midfielder and wide man. Eden Diop up next, French centre-half, 5'6" again, still very, very small. Erwan Donfac, a left-back who is French as well at the age of 15. Fabrizio Mezzarina is an attacking midfielder, looks pretty tidy. Of course, the main man, Youssoufa Moukoko, we all know about him, what a player he is and what a player he will be in this save. Hugo Oliveira, formerly of Benfica, centre-half, 15 years old. Dylan Sia at left-back, a French player, 15 years of age. Sip van der Heijden, the Dutch 15-year-old who plays in goal. David van der Werf, another Dutchman who is 15 years old, but this time a striker. Very good finishing of first touch. Keep an eye out for him. Dmytro Melinchenko, Ukrainian defensive midfielder. David Sorachi, fullback and a right midfielder, 15 years of old, Italian. Federico Corsi, another right midfielder, Italian, 5'5", 15 years of age again. Ile Feingold, a right back, currently at Hapoel Ra'anana in real life, Israeli counterpart. Ryan Andrews, the fullback, 15 years old, very quick, looks like he could develop his physicals nicely. Nicolo Ciortino, a 15-year-old centre midfielder. Another Italian, Alessandro Abanante, centre-half. Guglielmo Floridia, another Italian, once again a centre midfielder this time. And again, Italian Flavio Russo, the 15-year-old striker, with very little going on at the moment. Scott Graham is up next, 15-year-old centre midfielder from Northern Ireland. And finally, Nati Costantini, 15-year-old striker from Italy. Quite a few Italians in the side. So there you have it. It is a very Italian team, but they are all very, very young. 15 years of age is the general consensus of the side, as that seems to be the lowest age you can be on Football Manager. Makes absolute sense. We will jump halfway through the season, take a look at how they've got on, and then at the end of the season, we'll come back again and just take a look at see how they've performed. Okay, here we are halfway through the season, just before the January window, and you can see Isle of Man up top, joint in points with New Mills, but they haven't lost a single game and have a game advantage. 4-3-1-2 is the formation they've been playing. Looks very, very good. They've got obviously a very small back two defenders, or even the whole back line. I don't think Feingold's very tall either. So that's, 5'9", so probably the tallest player there, but very good to see that they are up there. Moukoko, obviously, one of the top players. a very solid looking team, and you can see that Del Castillo and Moukoko, along with Van der Werf, have been running the show. 23 goals, 11 goals and 15 goals, and even Flavio Russo has been getting 10 goals, so he's in double digits. That's 4 players on double digits for their goals. Very, very interesting to see. And you can see here Denis Omic in his first managerial role, a 96% win percentage. Not bad at all. We'll jump ahead to the end of the year, take a look at how they have performed in the league and kind of if they all can stick around and hold on to them, or if they do move on. Here we are. They have gone undefeated in the career. They are now semi-professional as well, which is very interesting to see. They are looking to still play a lot of those young players, but they have obviously brought in some more players as well there. I can see Moukoko, obviously the key player and hot prospect as expected. NYOR, Van der Heijden, Oliveira, Donfac, Floridia, Del Castillo and Van der Werf all playing still. It looks like Moukoko was on the bench. 43 goals for him though this season, which is phenomenal. 19 for Del Castillo, 24 for Van der Werf as well there, and then 11 for Russo. Feingold even getting at right back. So, I mean, the goals are spread about, but you can tell Moukoko's kind of been running the show for the team. Absolutely. Not quite a goal a game, but he's not done badly at all. The best 11, though, we can see here. Van der Heijden in goal there, now 16 years old. Feingold at right back, the Israeli. Diop is at the back alongside NYOR. Both very small players at centre-half, which is interesting to see, but still performed very well. Sia at left-back, 16 years of age. Then you have Mezzarina in centre midfield, the Peruvian. Floridia on his left-hand side. Castillo on his right. It looks like they did actually bring in D'Amalio Brown Sterling to play in that attacking role. And then Moukoko is up top, obviously, with Russo, which is interesting. I wouldn't have put him there, considering Van der Werf got 24 goals in 38 appearances, rather than the 11 in 30 that Russo got. But there you have it. But very, very good to see. It's quite clear that they performed very, very well this season. Obviously, Moukoko and Van der Werf get in the top 2 spots for goal scorers. Russo and Moukoko get in high in the average ratings. Assists, Del Castillo and Mezzarina is up there with 14 and 13. And then obviously, player of the matches, Moukoko got a bunch of those. With Van der Heijden, as 19 clean sheets. What a team, what a lineup. The 16, 15-year-olds have done very, very well this season. I think what we will do is we'll go another year, see if any of them do stick around and how that goes, and if they can continue to perform at a high level and how they start to develop. Here we are, the league above, and they have won it again. Again, another undefeated season, taking on the likes of Bury, AFC, Runcorn Town, and Squires Gate. So, I mean, a big, big year for them to go up once again. Now, you can see there, 4-3-1-2 is still the formation they are looking to play. We can take a look at the tactic that they've used there. Diop is sat in there. Di Pentima, interesting to see, has started to play a little bit. In midfield, we've got Mezzarina still there, and obviously Van der Werf and Moukoko doing very well. Moukoko getting 33 goals and Van der Werf getting 13. We can see there are a few transfers in the line though. Eden Diop is going to Vendée Herbie's Foot. Di Pentina is off to Palermo. Mezzarina, Bolognese. And we've got a bid in for Van der Werf by Stockport. And Moukoko's off to Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season. Or halfway through next season, we should say. Feingold's off to Hapoel Iskal. Melinchenko's to Kremin. And Del Castillo's to Lyon de Horancanoko. Very, very interesting. They managed to hold him on for one more season. But I guess it obviously came to the point where there was no way where they were going to hold on for too long. You can see here... Abernante's gone to Ramsbottom United. Erwin Donfax off to Shrewsbury under-18s. Sorachi's in Penrith. You've got the likes of Scott Graham's gone up to Cleaton Moor. Fred Anor to Wrexham. Federici Corsi to Fylde. Scotino to Newcastle Benfield. See, some of these players are moving to clubs that you wouldn't necessarily say would be the best idea. Is I think they could come up the leagues with the Isle of Man. But there you have it. Ryan Andrews to Telford, Sia to Stevenage, Veridia to Stourbridge. Some big players, Keir Burt to Deverneville, Hugo Oliveira off to Rotherham as well. So these players are good enough to be playing at a high level, as I'm sure we can tell, and a lot of those go in. It would be interesting to see a little bit of a challenge, to see if you were able to manage this team, if you could keep hold of any of them, could you make any of them happy enough that they'd want to stay, or how that would work. Certainly something to maybe have a look at in the future. But like I say, I hope you did enjoy. I thought that was quite interesting to see the young players in Football Manager and see how they got on. They did obviously very, very well. When you've got Yusufa Mukoko in your side, I think you'll do all right. But if you did enjoy, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will catch you next time.